Welcome guys, come on and join me down on the mat. Before we get started today, I just wanted to bring in these two little beauties. So we don't need these for today's class, but we are going to use them in a class next week. So if you haven't got a Pilates small ball at home, don't panic. You have time to order one if you do want one. They're a great little piece of Pilates kit and they're not very expensive. You can grab them on Amazon and lots of different sites. But if you don't want to invest in a Pilates overball, you can use a balloon. Please excuse the shape of this balloon. You are looking for more of a round shaped balloon, but I guess this might do the trick. So if you don't want to get the overball, grab yourself a packet of balloons and we are going to have some fun with these props in a week or so. But I'm just going to send them away. Hope they don't come back to me. And we're going to get started today, as I said, down on the mat. So join me if you can in a cross-leg position. If not, diamond with the soles of the feet together is absolutely fine. And just bring the hands onto the knees. And I want us to take a moment today to start with the breath focus. So if you're happy to, just close your eyes. And bring your awareness to where you are in this moment, the physical space around you. Start to feel the connection of the sit bones down into the mat. Bring the awareness to the lower body, to the ankles, the knees, the hips. The awareness to the pelvic area, just noticing whether you're slouching back. And just think about breathing length into that spine. Bringing the awareness up through the spine, through the lower back, middle back, upper back. Just gently bringing the chin in. So we're stacking the head above the shoulders. Speaking of shoulders, just notice whether they're creeping up around the ears and just gently draw them down towards your back pockets. Finally, just feel lightness through the body and that lift out through the top of the head towards the ceiling. Just remove your hands, keeping your eyes closed, and take the fingers against the side ribs. And we're going to tap into that sensation of breath beneath the fingers. Drawing the air in through the nose. Letting it go out through the mouth. Feel the swell of the ribs on the inhale. And the softening of the ribs on the exhale. And if you haven't done so already, on the next in-breath I want you to connect to your core. So that gentle lifting of pelvic floor muscles, that zipping up, that soft scoop of belly button towards spine. And as you let the breath go, let the hands come back to the knees. Gently open your eyes. And then we're going to take the arms down by your side. Add a little external rotation from the shoulders. We're going to inhale one arm up. Continue to inhale the other arm up. And then exhale both arms down. And just change the leading arm this time. Inhale one arm up. Continue to inhale the other arm up. Both arms down. Let's do that 2 more times. And just release that rotation from the shoulders. Plant your fingertips to either side of your knees, keeping your spine long. And we take a nice deep breath in. We're going to start to let the chin draw up to the chest. And we're going to take it into a seated roll down. Exhale as you start to round the body forward. You can let your hands slide forward a little bit if you want to. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to start to uncurl the spine. And just let the hands slide back in line with the hips, or maybe even slightly behind. And if you're okay to do so in the lower back, just lift your heart. You can press the floor away with the hands here to get a deeper lift, taking the eye gaze to the ceiling. And then come back through neutral. We're going to repeat that 3 times. Take a breath in, head nods, hands start to reach. Exhale as you round forward. Taking the top of the head down towards the floor. Doesn't matter how far you go. Breathing in. As long as you can feel that stretch into the hips. Exhale as you journey up. Let the hands slide back. Find neutral. Take the arms behind. Push the floor away and lift the heart. Come back to center. So we're going to do 2 more, but I want you just to cross your legs the other way. Always feels different. And we go again. Breathing in, nod the head. Exhale, rounding forward. Breathing in at the bottom and then exhale, uncurl the spine. This is definitely not as comfortable for me as that last cross position. And lift. One more time, come back through neutral, inhale, head nods. Exhale, round forward. Inhale to that stretch. Exhale as you journey up. Hands behind, lift the heart. Come back through neutral. Again, I'm going to change my cross-leg position back to my more default, more comfortable side. Alright, we're going to take it into a little bit of rotation here. So I want you to think about turning your torso to the right. So we're going to wrap those left ribs around and just frame that right knee. And we're going to do some forward stretches, some roll downs on the diagonal. So inhale, head nods. Exhale, rounding forward. If you start to feel that left hip lift, just anchor it down. Breathing into that stretch. Exhale as you come up. Really wrapping from the left ribs as well. So you keep that rotation in the torso. If we don't continue to work to keep it, you'll find that your chest will just come back to center. Good, 3 more. Inhale, head nods. Exhale, round down. Inhale. Exhale as you lift. You can add a little bit of a chest lift if you want to. 2 more. Just release that rotation, bring the chest back through center. We're going to rotate over that left knee now. So wrap around from the right ribs, frame that knee and round down. So I'm pretty tight into the right side of my back today, just my kind of mid back. And this is a lovely stretch. Didn't feel it really very much on the left, so it just shows you the difference. 3 more. Even weight as much as possible through the sit bones. I hope your triceps have recovered from Monday's session. I can still feel mine. And then release that rotation, coming back to the center. So we're going to do some side bends now. We're going to do 3 each side, and we're going to change the hand position each time. So for the first one, I just want you to reach your right hand to the front a little. So we're going to go front, middle, behind. So reaching to the front, left arm comes up and stretch it into that side bend forward. So we want to watch that that top shoulder doesn't come forward. So just open your heart to me. And then release. we're going to take that supporting hand to the side now, same thing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, open the heart, and exhale. And then for the last one, we're going to plant that hand behind and come across. And release. So let's repeat that on the other side. So let the left hand reach forward, right arm comes up and into that stretch, keeping the heart to me. Anchoring that opposite sit bone, exhale to release. To the side. And finally out behind the hip. Just release that slight rotation you'll have from that last one. Rest your hands onto your knees, lift and lengthen the spine. We're going to take some pelvic tilts. So just want you to think about scooping in and up, tilting the pubic bone up towards the belly button and rolling just off your sit bones, just lightly off your sit bones onto the back of your pelvis, and then rolling back up onto your sit bones. Nice long spine. 5 more. Breathing in. Just real scoop in and up, and breathing out. You should get a lovely stretch across the shoulder blades as well if you're tight, by holding onto those knees, so you get that lovely opening, separation of the shoulder blades. And lift. 3 more. You can add a little lift of the heart too if it feels good. Just a little seated cat-cow. Flexion through neutral, and that opportunity of extension if you wanted. Last one. Movement is coming from the core, rocking the pelvis back, and then finding those sit bones again. Last time with that heart lift. Back to neutral. So release the legs. I'm going to turn side on, and we're going to set up here for some knee folds. So just opening into the hips. So knees are bent, feet are parallel. We'll take the hands behind the hips and just bring the weight back, but we want to avoid kind of slouching and letting those shoulders creep up towards the ears. So think about pushing the floor away, keeping the spine long, neck long, eye gaze just straight ahead. I'm going to open out to the right knee first, so just opening that knee fold. And then exhale, contract the abdominals, squeeze into the inner thigh to come back up. Find that alignment, ankles, knees, hips, both legs, staying on the right leg, opening out. Squeezing up. So with knee folds, it's very easy to forget about the abs, about the core, and to just really use all the big muscles in the legs to control the movement. So I want you to really focus on that core connection. 3 more here. And make the leg light as it opens out. And then heavy, resist, contract those abdominals as if you're bracing. Somebody's gonna punch you in the belly. Not a nice thought, but think about that brace, that core connection, and then those inner thigh muscles to pull that leg back up. Just pause it, knee in line with hip. 1 more like that. 1 more full one. Good, then we're going to take it out again. So come kind of full range, and then I want you to squeeze an inch up and open, up, open. So keep the control here, bracing the abdominals. 4 more. 2, 1. And all the way up. We're going to go straight into the left side. Open out. And squeeze. Inhale. And exhale. 4 more. Two to go. Remember, light as you float out. Resist as you draw up. Last full one. Hold out. End range. Lift an inch. Lower an inch. Control. Lift. Lower. How you doing? Lift. Lower. 3 more. And then just come all the way back up with control. Just reach the arms in front, take a shoulder stretch, just roll one arm across the body, gently draw in. And then just change sides. Good, we're going to get set up for some rollbacks next. So you should hopefully be in position, nice straight spine, no slouching. But if you are taking a little rest, let's just bring ourselves back up onto those sit bones. Find length in the spine. And let's reach the arms out in front. We're going to take a slight external rotation so the palms are facing each other. Deep breath in at the top as we connect the core. And exhale. Let's take it back off those sit bones. Onto the back of the pelvis. Maybe the low back, depending on how you're feeling. Breathing in, extra little posterior tilt of the pelvis. Exhale so we get a smooth journey back up. Lifting tall at the top on that inhale. 3 more like that. Okay, so we're going to add some rotation here. So we're going to reach the arms out. Again, think of that external rotation. Bring the hands together. Prayer hands. Take a breath. And we're going to start to rotate the torso to the right. And as you exhale, we're going to round down through the right. Inhale, come through center. Take it over to the left. Exhale as you journey up. Little round the world movements back to center. Let's take it to the left this time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale through center to the right. And exhale as you journey up. Come back through center. So it's quite a challenge to stop the legs kind of swinging about. I'm certainly finding it anyway. So really anchor down with those legs. Let's go to the right first. So you're wrapping from the left ribs, and then keep that wrap around from the left as you roll down. Don't have to go far, you choose. Then work through center, wrap from the right, and come up over that left side. Come back up through center. Let's take it to the left. Wrap from the right obliques. Keep that wrap as you roll. Come round through center to the right. Come back up to your start position. We've got 1 more each direction. Rotate. Take it back. center, last one. Oh my goodness. Back up. Let the knees fall wide, just stretch it forward for a moment or two. So we're going to stay with roll back variations. We've got one more. So as you bring yourself up this time, we're going to bring the legs together. So sit up nice and tall. Once you're there, let's take the arms out. Once again, we are going to, no, actually we're not. We're going to bring the hands behind the head, if you can. So let's draw up, nice and tall. Lace the fingers. Bring them behind your brain, behind the base of the biggest part of your head. I never really know how to say that. Behind your brain is about the easiest way for me to say it. And then push your head back into your hands. Engage your thighs together. Take a breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to take it back. Holding that pelvic tilt. Really tuck the tail. Extend the left leg. And we're going to rotate towards that left leg. And back to center. And tap again. Lift. Rotate. Wrapping from the right rib, center. And tap. 2 more. One more. These are strong. Take the hands and reach, draw yourself up, wrap right behind the thighs, quick sneaky little break. Release it up, release the hands, behind the head, push the head back into the hands, let's take it back. Hold it back, really tuck that tail under, get your core strong, right leg extends. Rotate, center, and tap. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more. Last one, these are killer. Reach, draw it up, knees wide. Once again, let's take it forward. Whew. I underestimated those. When I'm doing class plans, I'm kind of maybe just giving 1 rep each side and going, yeah, that'll work, we'll do that. And then when I come to the actual full exercise, burning. Good. I hope you're still with me. Let's bring the knees together. We're going to bring it down onto the mat. So just shuffle up towards the front of the mat a little so you have plenty of room out behind you. Take the feet parallel. Reach it out. Exhale, let's roll it down. Think about planting 1 vertebra at a time, nice and slowly. Now when you're down, just bring the knees up a little bit, or feet up a little bit closer. Let's take a moment just to find your neutral spine position on the mat. So maybe you want to tilt the pelvis forward and back a few times. And then settle into that neutral spot with the pelvis. Let's zip and hollow. Closing those front ribs together so the chest isn't popping. And just let the back ribs fall heavy in the mat. Open across the collarbones. Shoulders dropping down into the floor. Good. With the core engaged, let's float the knees over the hips. So we're going to do a little sequence through the legs. So I'm going to start with the leg closest to you, my right leg, extending from the hip, keeping that nice 90-degree angle, and then drawing back in. I'm going to extend the leg up to the ceiling, flex the foot, lower it down towards the floor, point to draw it back up, and bend the knee. We're going to do 3 more on the right. Tap first, exhale as you draw back in. Inhale to extend, flex the foot, Exhale as you push away. Point as you come up. Exhale as you bend. 2 more. Last one. And bend. We're going to do the same on the left leg now. Extend from the hip. Knee back over hip. Leg extends. Push heel up to ceiling. Press that heel away. Really lift up the kneecap. Squeeze into the thigh. Pull back up. And bend. Good. 3 more. Abdominals. Core connection is still switched on. So think about drawing and knitting those front ribs together. Anchoring, dropping the back ribs into the mat. Two more. Real control, coordination, just flowing movement from one to the next. This is our last one. And then from here, just bring the knees in, little rock side to side. So it's really working into the legs, the thighs, the hamstrings, the buttocks, low, strong abdominals throughout. Yes, low abdominals, but we should really have been feeling those upper abdominals firing too as well as you really work to hold those ribs from popping. So we're going to place the feet down onto the mat for a moment and we'll bring it into those upper abdominals again with some chest lifts. So just taking the arms behind you, lacing your fingers. Think of those hands like a hammock just supporting the head. Elbows in your peripheral vision. Breath in, neutral spine. Exhale, let's curl it up. And inhale on the release. 3 more like that. Just let that head fall heavy into the hands to protect the neck. But that doesn't mean we're pulling on the head. Just to differentiate between those two kind of sensations. So the head is heavy in the hands, but it's the abdominals that are lifting us. We're just supporting the head. And we're going to take an option to make this a little bit harder. So you can either stay here for another 4, otherwise we're going to take the arms and extend them out behind us. And I want you to keep your arms by your ears as you curl up. Breathing in, exhale to lift. And then push them down towards the floor, get a little bit more height. Bring them back up by the ears and release back down. Good, 3 more like that. Last one, we're going to hold up. Hold it here. We're going to scissor the arms. Right arm up, left arm taps, and scissor, and scissor. Stay with me. Reach, 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 reach. 2 more sets. Reach, reach. Last set, reach. You're nearly done. Reach. 1 more each arm. Reach. Reach. Take both arms up by the ears and slowly bring it down. Just sweep those arms around. Take the knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Maybe a rock side to side. And then release the feet back down for a moment. Alright, we're going to do a little variation on a movement called tree, but we're going to keep the knees bent. So think of it almost like a single leg assisted roll up as well. So we're going to take the right leg long, just gently anchor down into the floor, and bring the left knee over the hip. And just take your hands behind that left thigh. So we take a nice deep breath in. We want to try to keep the knee over the hip, so try not to pull the leg in because it will make it harder on your journey up. As you exhale, lifting up. We're going to get a good strong hold into the back of the thigh, and then take another breath. And as you exhale, we're going to push the thigh into the hands, contract the abdominals, coming up. Draw that knee in towards you and find length in your spine. So come out of the flexion that you curled up with. And then we're going to tap the toe to the outside of the supporting leg, and then back in line with the hip. Out and in. Keep the spine really long. In. Out. In. See if you can start to straighten the leg up. In. Out. In. 2 more. Last one. In. Bend the knee. From here we're going to go from that straight spine and come into that flexion. So scoop belly button in and up. Tilt the pelvis back. Keep the knee over the hip. And we're going to roll back down to our start position. Take the arms all the way overhead. Bring the arms back. Lifting into a chest lift. Take hold of the thigh. Contract the abdominals. Take it up. Lift the spine, elbows come in, and we go again. Tap and tap. So it's up to you. You can keep the knee bent and just don't, if you think about drawing little rainbows over that supporting leg, so you can keep the rainbow low, or you can start to kick it up a little bit higher. Yeah, 2 more. Last one. Bend the knee, go from your lovely long spine into your flexion, scoop that pelvis, tuck that tail, keep the knee over the hip, control the release. And then from here, bring your arms by your side, place that foot down, slide the other leg in. So you're going to do it all on the other side. So just straighten the leg that you've just worked, anchor it down into the mat, float the right knee up over the hip. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale the arms through. Take hold behind the thigh, lift the head, push the hamstring into the hands, contract the abdominals to curl up. And then as you come up, use the hands on the backs of the thighs to lift and lengthen that spine. Elbows come in as we draw the shoulder blades down the back. Let's go for those little taps. Tap and tap. So you want to keep that supporting leg still. And really work from the hip to cross. Cross. Let's start to make it a little bigger. If this doesn't feel right for your hip, I want you just to keep the leg in line and just lift and tap. So you don't have to do that crossover if it doesn't feel right. Last one. Bend the knee. Flex the spine, tucking the tail. Rolling back, keep the knee over the hip as much as you can. Release the arms overhead. One more time. And tap. Start to make that rainbow a bit bigger if you're comfortable to. Remember that bottom leg, supporting leg, stay still. Oh, it's my hip. One more. Bend the knee, tuck the tail. We're gonna start to roll, roll, roll it down Keep that leg where it is. Bring the arms by your side. Brace the abdominals to plant the supporting foot on the floor. And then bring both knees over the hips. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, curling up. Both hands behind thighs. Push the hamstrings into the hands as you take a breath. Flex the feet. Exhale, push the heels away. Push the hamstrings into the thighs. And slowly roll it up. Elbows come in. Lift and lengthen the spine. Start to flex back again, just like you do in your roll back. Let the feet lift. Keep the knees over the hips. Control the release. Knees over hips. Arms come overhead. Good, inhaling. Exhaling. We're going to do the movement a little bit more fluid this time. Lift and release. Rolling back with control. We've got 2 more. Assisted roll-ups. If you can't, if you don't want to roll up, if you find that you have to rock or jerk into your back to get yourself up, just stay at that sticking point. Don't come all the way up. Our last one. And then just release, wrap your arms around your thighs, give yourself a hug. Okay, we're going to take it over into quadruped position. So just bring yourself into 4-point kneeling. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Find length in your spine, lengthening out through the crown of your head. And we're just going to take a nice cat stretch here, so just flex the spine. And then release back to neutral. Let's just do that one more time. Flex and neutral. Alright, so we're going to do some circles first of all, some hip circles. So just bringing the weight into that right knee. Try to keep the weight even through both arms so you're not defaulting totally over to the right. And just lift that left foot off the floor. We're going to bring the knee in towards the elbow, open it out wide, out behind and in. So nice big hip circles. As big as you can make them. And then we'll reverse it. Back, wide, forward, out. Two more. Good. Alright, we're just going to stay on this left leg through this set. We're going to come down onto the forearms. So your elbows are beneath your shoulders. Your knees are still pretty much beneath your hips. Core nice and tight. So you want to make sure that the back doesn't dip here. So really lift up from your center to keep your spine nice and long. And we're going to flex the left foot and we're going to take it up into a donkey kick. And then tap the knee. Push the floor away with those forearms. So you're really squeezing into the glute. Focus on lifting up from the core. Watch that back, 2 more. I'm going to hold this last one up, keeping the foot flexed but reasonably relaxed, little contractions into the buttock. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knee down, push back up into that quadruped position. Take that left leg out behind you, lift and tap, lift and tap, good. One more. We're going to take the leg up, hold it, flex the foot, tap out behind, cross over the supporting leg, and then wide. Big rainbow lift over and wide. If you don't want to cross, keep the movement to the same side of the body. So just tap wide and tap back in line with the hip rather than the cross. 2 more. Last one. Bring the foot back in line with the hip. Bring the knee down. Sit back. Take a rest for a second or two. Release the wrist if you need to. Because we got it all to do on the other leg. Just gently rock the hips from side to side. Kind of feels like where I need to go now. And then draw yourself back up. Find that quadruped position again. Let's take that cat. Flex. Release. One more. Flex. Release. Ready for those hip circles. Bring the knee in. Wide. Back. Down. Ready to reverse it? Take it the other way. Three, 2, core nice and braced. 1, bring the knee down, drop down onto the forearms, flex the foot. We've got that donkey kick up and tap. So remember, really lifting from your center to protect your low back. Just look to your hands to keep your neck long. I was making the mistake of looking through to my knees. I don't need to. They're still there. Let's hold it up. Let's take those tiny little contractions into the glutes. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knee in. Push back up. Oh, take that right leg out behind and lift. Tap. 2 more. Hold it up, flex the foot, come across and wide. Over and wide. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. 3 more. Two. Last one. Back in line, knee comes in, sit back. Release those wrists again. Well done. Just gently take the hips and rock them from side to side. And then from here, lifting up, we're going to take it down onto our bellies. We'll do a little bit of back extension. So we're going to place the fingers and the thumb and the index fingers together. Just make your diamond. Take your elbows down and help you bring the shoulders away from the ears. And just let your nose rest in the middle of your diamond. Legs connected. Well, let's take a breath in and engage the core. Lightly press down through pubic bones and hip bones. Draw those shoulder blades back, and as you exhale, let's take it up into our extension. Inhale as you release. Give you the option to stay with that, otherwise we're going to add on a little bit. So come back up into that extension. Then I want you to brace the abdominals, bring the fingertips to the forehead. Take the arms out wide, draw the elbows down towards the ribs, draw your shoulder blades back, lift a little bit higher. Bring the fingertips back to the head. Bring your diamond back to the floor. And release the extension. So we've got 3 more of those. Remember, you don't have to do that. You can keep your hands on the floor the whole time. Breathing in to prepare. Exhale into that extension. So the trick is to have those arms light on the mat. So it's not a big shock when you take the hands, fingertips to the forehead. Open wide, draw back. Come back to the forehead. Back to the diamond. Release to the floor. 2 more. Last one. Pressing the sternum forward, drawing those shoulder blades back. Brace nice and strong, but the hands come up. Open wide and draw back. Hands back to head, hands back to floor, and gently release. Just bend the knees. Take a little gentle rock of the hips from side to side. Place the feet down. Bring the hands in. Just rolling up. Flex the spine as you press back to the heels. And then roll the spine up. Sitting back onto your heels. Good. So we're going to take it over into side lying now. Alright, and we're going to come onto the elbow. So set up for your oyster. So you're on your forearm. If you don't want to be on your forearm, that's fine, you can drop down. But we want to make sure that the elbow's beneath the shoulder and that we're pushing. I said come onto your elbow, but that's what prompted me to think. I don't want you to think of that, because what we'll do then is just push down in through the elbow bone and really jar into the shoulder. So think about pressing through the whole forearm, right out to the fingertips. Oyster position, ribs are lifted. We're going to open that shoulder, draw it away. You can have hand to floor, hand to hip, and we're going to open into that oyster. Exhale, find that sticking point, squeeze into it. Inhale to lower. Exhale, and inhale. Three more. 2, 1. All right, so we've got 6 more. I'm going to give you an option. You can stay where you are, or you can take it up into a hip lift to a little forearm plank, side plank, and work through your oyster from here. Purely optional. You don't have to come up if you don't want to. You might want to do 1 or 2 and then drop back down again. That's fine. 3 more. Keep the neck nice and relaxed. Open that top shoulder back. And really lift and energize from the waist. 1 more here. Good job. As the knees come together, we release the hips down. We're going to take it all the way down. That's the good news. And take the legs out. So we're at a hinge position with the legs. So we're going to work on some external and internal rotation as we do a little rainbow again. The rainbow's featuring quite a lot today. If your external and internal rotation doesn't feel right for you, just keep your foot parallel. You can still work with a parallel leg here as well. So choose your option. But if you're happy to, once we're ready to move, we've got that core engaged, energy beneath ribs and waist. I'm going to lift that top leg up. I'm going to flex the foot, externally rotate and tap forward. And then lift up, come through parallel and internally rotate, point and tap back. So that's our rhythm. Come through that parallel position. When your leg's parallel, you get ready to externally rotate, heel, flex the foot and tap. Through parallel, internally rotate and point. Good, let's keep that going. Let's let it flow a little bit more. So we don't focus an awful lot on the internal rotation. Maybe I should. It feels good. 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. Back to center. Bring the legs together. Bend the knees. We're going to push it up onto the forearm and then up to seated. And as you do, slide the bottom leg out so you're in your mermaid. Got a little mermaid variation for you here. So we're going to lift up nice and tall. Just try to level up pelvis as much as you can without sloping back. Arms are going to reach out. So we're going to stretch, land. We're going to sweep the back arm round. So hands are shoulder width apart. And then take a little tricep dip. Elbows drop towards the floor. Don't rest on those forearms though. Press up. Open chest to the front. And lift up and over. Good, let's do that again. Come back to your start position. Reach first. Then land. Rotate, so wrap from the waist. And bend. Elbows head down to floor. Little tricep dip. Press the floor away. Open to the center and draw back up and over. You got it. Now do one more like that, then we're going to add on. You love to hear me say those words add on, don't you? I think my body loves to hear them just as much. Tricep dip. And lift. Open. And reach. Alright, let's add on. If you're happy to, same thing. Stretch. Land. As you rotate, you're going to lift the back leg and bend. So this is add-on number 1. As you open, knee's going to land and over. We've got 2 more. We're going to add on 1 more. You choose whether you want to go there or not. So reach, land, back knee lifts. This time as I rotate, I'm going to extend the back leg. Lift, bend and lower, and over. Good, 1 more time. Back through that center point. Reach, land, leg lifts, rotate, leg extends, tricep dip, open, leg bends, and lands, and stretch to finish. Well done. Okay, let's take it over. We're going to do the other side. So back up onto the forearm for those oyster. Reset, waist lifted, and let's go open. I just realised that you missed out on some lovely little end range pulses of the oyster on the other side. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you do this side. Have to keep it even, but remember that for next time. 2 more. Alright, so we're halfway through the oyster. If you want that added addition of a lifting up, just make sure that the elbow stays under the shoulders. And we go again. Open and lower. 4 more. Last one. Lowering down. Come all the way out. Hinge the legs, that internal, external rotation. Energize through waist and ribs. Parallel. Let's take that external rotation. Flex the foot. Through parallel, internal rotation, point the toe out behind. External, flex. Internal, point. 6 more. Keeping that torso nice and still. Really switching on, bracing those abdominals, especially as you take that leg out behind. 2 more. External. Internal. Last one. External. Internal. Parallel. Bring the legs together. Let's bend the knees. Coming up onto the forearm. As you come up, just slide that bottom leg forward into that 90-90 position. You're getting a set for those mermaid variations. This side, so reach. Drop the hip, keep the spine long. We're going to stretch. Hand lats. Rotate. Tricep dip. Let's really wrap from those ribs to get that rotation. Press up. Open the chest to the front. Lift off. And stretch. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. One more like that. Ready to start to add on. We reach, land, back leg lifts, bend, open as leg lowers, press off and reach. So we have 2 to finish. Gonna add in that leg extension this time. Reach, land, extend. And over. Each time you hit center, think about the length in the spine. Each repetition, last one. Let's make it count. Finish. There we go. We'll bring the soles of the feet together. Knees wide. Just find diamond with your legs. Take your hands onto your shins. Take a nice deep breath in and lift the heart. Exhale. Let the head round. Or the head nod, the spine round. Take it forward. Let's just walk the hands to the right. Walk the hands to frame the feet. We'll walk the hands to the left, over that left knee. Walk the hands to frame the feet. And roll back up, sliding hands onto shins. Let's do that one more time. Lift the heart. Come back through a neutral spine and nod the head. Coming into that roll down. Take the hands to frame the feet. Walk the hands to the right, rotate the torso over that right knee. Take the hands to frame the feet again. And over that left knee. To the feet one more time. Exhale, roll up, hands on shins. Take the right hand behind the hip, rotate the torso. Lift that left arm up, lean back, take that arm out behind you, lean back, let the elbow bend, and just open the heart to the sky. And then rotate and circle over that right knee. Coming back up through center. Let's do it on the other side. Left hand goes behind, rotate the torso, right arm comes up, slide that left arm out behind you, elbow bends, take it back. And then rotate, circle over that bent knee. Take the hands to the shins one last time. Take a breath here. Exhale as you slowly roll up. Take the hands to the floor, rotate the arms, big breath in. Hands together. Let that breath go. Bring the hands to your heart. And you are done. Well done. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure and I look forward to seeing you all again really soon. Take care.